Just left the end of Lipalu Street, proceeding up a trail, heading into the forest there. Kawaewae. Not much of a trail here. Not very well used. Heading into the dark forest there. The junction, heading up the hillside here to the left, is the heiau, Kawaewae heiau. Trail proceeds this way into the forest, and this is a junction for the loop that the Hawaiian Trail and Mountain Club is going to do, that my wife and I are leading. We reach this junction right here. I see ribbons heading off. That's a good sign. I'll return that way hopefully in an hour and a half or so. We'll see. Okay, I've just completed the climb up from the foothills behind Pohainani. Here's the junction. You can see the double ribbon there. This is located right here where the cell phone repeater site is on the ridge. This is the main Kawaewae Trail that comes up from Friendship Garden. I'm looking in the direction of Friendship Garden now. As I swivel around, you can see Kawainui Marsh, Lanikai in the distance. I don't know if you can see it. Rabbit Island, and there's Olamana off in the distance, and the Kawaewae Ridge Trail heads off in this direction, and that's the way I'm heading now, along the Kawaewae Ridge Trail. And here I go. This is the view from the Kawaewae Ridge Trail. Down below me you can see Pohainani. The trail that I just took was contoured behind Pohainani in these foothills down below here, and then climbed up this ridge off to my right that came up to that junction over there. You may be able to see the ribbon. Here I am further along the ridge. You can see off in the distance that's Pu'u, where the cell phone site is. And I've hiked to this hill with a prominent landmark is this tower. Communications tower of some sort, not in use anymore. The trail continues, 2 more humps ahead, and then mostly downhill after that, although there's a final climb from a saddle to a third high point, and then the trail descends towards Lipalu, where I began. Here we are, we just passed the high point of this ridge. And down below you can see the quarry, where they quarry stone, rock for the concrete that we use building here on the island. There's a little lake there, and of course H3, and this peak over there beyond that's called Ulu Mavao, and beyond there you can see Konahua Nui, the highest point of the Kawaewae. Along the trail here, we're going to start to descend. Probably the steepest descent of the day. In a minute, the trail continues on here. Around this corner, a little overgrown, but on Sunday, a couple days from now, the Hawaiian Trail and Mountain Club trail clearing crew is coming to work on this trail, so on hike day, this trail should be wide open, ready for hiking. Almost there. Here's that steep area. They usually should often a rope here, and there it is. There's a rope. You can see there's a rope here for a descent, and I think I'll use it. I'm not too proud. Okay, made the descent from that high point, and now and beyond there, heading down to a saddle. You can see that lake and the quarry. Kind of activity going down there, usual work day. H3 of course. And I'm heading continuing along. Okay, this part of the ridge trail reaches this section, which is lots of this grass. It's hard to see the trail here, but this ribbon. Like this jump many times, and it kind of exits or enters this section. That's actually an old road that was part of the quarry that we saw earlier. So this is actually walking an old road up in the ridge. Kind of interesting. If you ask anybody who lived in Kaneohe if there was a road up there, they'd probably say, no way, you're crazy. But actually this is an old road. It's hard to tell, but if you're here you can see this wide shelf. That's an old road that used to come up on a quarry, and actually here's a junction here. That is probably this heading off to the left is part of that old road that came up on the quarry. But we're going to go this way, straight up to the right. There's some ribbons here. We're heading up along, continuing along towards the final high point before we start descending towards Lipalu Street. Okay, continue along the road. You have to watch for this little junction here. I marked it with a ribbon, where you're going to leave the road and climb up on the embankment to the right, because the road kind of terminates here. So you look for this ribbon on the right. Heading up, reaching the high point of this ridge. Well, I don't know if it's the high point, but the final high point before we start descending towards Lipalu. And you can see the real high point over there. Here's a quarry. Hawaiian, Kailua proper, Kaneohe Bay, Mokapu Haloa way in the distance, Kualoa. It's the ridge we came along. We're going to head this way and start descending to this junction here. There's a junction with a lot of ribbons heading off to the right. The trail continues here, but you don't want to go that way because they all come out in the Veteran Cemetery. People make that mistake. You got to look for this heavily ribboned junction here. See all these ribbons here in the tree? Head down. Okay. We're coming along that point of the trail where there's a critical right-hand turn, and here we are. We're coming right to it. There's a ribbon. Double ribbon here, you see it? There's actually a trail that goes that way, that goes towards the cemetery, but we want to make this right-hand turn right here. Don't go straight, make that right-hand turn. And you know you're heading the right way, is if you emerge here. After making that right turn, you can see the houses. And right below us is Lipalu. You can't really see it, but that's Lipalu right below there. So we're going to descend this trail. Okay, we're reaching that junction right by Lipalu Street where I began. And that junction is marked by these double ribbons right here. At this point, the trail heads in. That's the way what I did when I began here today. I came out this way. And again, here's that double ribbon junction. And I'm going to head out back to my car on Lipalu Street. To complete this trail marking adventure, mission accomplished. Hopefully the trail clearing crew can find the ribbons that I put up. They're ample, and you folks are good wayfinders, so you should have no problem here. Again, I'm exiting the trail to Lipalu Street. And down this trail. And again, trail clearers, don't come this way. Don't wanna come out Lipalu. You gotta head back inland at that double ribbon to complete the loop. Alright, signing out. This is Lipalu Street, the end. There's these two boats here. I don't know if they're abandoned at the very end of Lipalu. That's my car off in the distance. And this is the trailhead at Lipalu. There's these signs here. You can see them. This is private property, no trespassing. Hawaiian Memorial Park Cemetery, no trespassing, not a public access. You can read that sign. This is the way we enter. You can hear those dogs serenading me